And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Wednesday, November 15th. I'm Josh Engleman, here to break down an 8-game NBA slate. Very perfect slate size. I feel like it's the first time we've had that this year, so take what I can get. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Back on the winning streets and prize picks. 2-0. That's what we're looking for. What's up, everybody? Good morning. I got sleep last night, and I feel great. Great. Going to be a great day. Going to be an absolutely great day. Man, yeah, that Tyrese Halliburton guy sucks. It's crazy. It's crazy. That dude's just never going to be that guy. I think that's pretty clear. Definitely couldn't be him. Definitely couldn't be him. It's probably more likely to be Cade Cunningham, who has a true shooting that is the same as Killian Hayes right now. This isn't coffee, by the way, so don't stress the cheers. Yeah, Halliburton's exceptional. I thought it would have been a little bit better. I mean, obviously, I had a giant chunk of Robert Covington last night, so that didn't help. But I thought I could have had a couple more live bullets, and I just didn't. Kind of frustrating, but we'll be all right. I did sleep through the choking. Didn't catch that. Shout out Draymond for that one. Crazy person. Yeah, that's a wild one for sure. OKC just smacked San Antonio. So there's that. I don't know. It was a kind of boring slate. Kind of a boring slate. Pels rolled. What else? Lakers games, garbage. Brooklyn, Orlando, garbage. Utah, Portland, garbage. Hawks did what they needed to do. Denver got their win. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like MPJ as a play yesterday. It felt weird that he was going to get any ownership at that price on that slate. But I missed 100 other things, so it's not how I'm trying to say it. Man, this is going to be a fun one. So, for you guys, I said it yesterday, I think, but I don't really remember what I said. I'll have all my morning stuff out today. I am not on the deeper dive tonight. I am off. I got to go catch a ferry to a beach house. I'll be remote until Monday, but I'll be doing all of my shows tomorrow and Friday. So it's just going to be a different background for you guys and no deeper dive for me tonight. That's where I'm at. Which should be fun. I'm excited for a no deeper dive tonight. I really can't complain about that one. Well, we want to get into this. 8 games. We ready to do it? I want to take maybe 2 last sips of everything I have here. I got a very sneaky suspicion that my coffee is going to be way too hot for 2 reasons. 1, I had the little lid cover thing covered for the past hour. And 2, I definitely didn't put a piece of ice in it. So it's going to be too hot and it's going to piss me off. Yeah. It's not going to be fun. Not going to be fun. I already know what I did to myself, and I'm not going to enjoy it. Okay. Are we ready to get into this? Then let's do it. Coffee cheers time. Coffee, tea, water, beer, emergency. That's what I've been sipping on. I don't toast with emergency. I toast with coffees. Feels good. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Lovely Wednesday, 8-game slate. Let's dig in. Coffee, tea, water, beer, whatever you got to cheers with. Food, joints, all of it's good. Here we go. Rise and grind, everybody. Clink. Oh, it's going to be too hot. It's not as hot as I was expecting. I can take it. We're going to be all right. Gangrene. Rise and grind. Let's go. Change up this view. Dallas Mavericks. They are 5.5-point favorites in Washington. 243 total. This is the highest total on today's slate by 10 points. Now, we don't know the current status of the Mavs. They played yesterday. I think it is very, very clear what we're doing here today, and that is not making a damn change to the Dallas Mavericks. Let me get my minutes table up first, which I didn't do ahead of time. And let's shrink these bad boys down. There we go. Did I close that window? No. Oh, I have workbook after workbook open in here that I do not need open. So let me save those quick. Everything I did last night, apparently I never shut. So let's close out all my templates and my upload sheets. Don't need any of that. There we go. Now we're talking. Now let's move these windows around. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I don't think we're making many changes here to Dallas. And I'm going to guess that Luka Doncic is going to look quite good against the Washington Wizards. Speaking of the Wizards, DeLon Wright out. Everybody else that normally can play is set to play. So let's get Danilo Gallinari in for the minutes that we would have expected. And then let's probably get Gallo to what? 18 minutes? I take out those minutes for Anthony Gill and Johnny Davis. We can stick with Kuzma for 32 and Jordan Poole. Oh, yeah, obviously Kuzma played 38 and Poole played 35 last time out. That makes all the sense in the world. All right, so I'm going to bump up Poole by 1 minute. I'm going to leave Kuzma at 32. Jam it for 16. Add like one whole person to this rotation. Koulibaly, I'm keeping at 26. Kispert, I'm keeping at 24. Tyus Jones, I'm going to go to 29. Don't think it's Muscala. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they went 9-man rotation. Maybe they keep 9. But if they keep... No, they're not going to... Maybe they will keep 9. Whatever. We're hiding them on Johnny Davis. There are 10 minutes that can be reallocated to this Washington Wizards team today. I don't really know where they should go, but they could. Let's look at this one. It would probably help if I refresh salary files. That's yesterday. Bloop. And bloop. Let's try that again. All right, on the Wizards side. Look, $8,100 Kyle Kuzma is the best thing you can get to here. Daniel, thanks for being here, man. After Kuzma, I think it's everybody's the same relative to salary. Koulibaly, Kispert, Gallo, Avdia, Poole, Tyus Jones. I don't know how you pick out of those guys. They all just look like the same kind of meh. So, Dallas, on the other hand, 12-1 Luka. I think you're going to want to find as much salary as you can to get there. You know, you're getting Embiid against Boston. Not ideal. Hard to not want Luka here if you could find the salary. Kyrie for 8,800 is going to look pretty good as well. 1.27 fantasy points per minute so far this season for Kyrie. And like you could always take a shot on Derek Lively for 5,200. What's Gafford's price? And like pay close attention to the relationship between Derek Lively's ownership and Gafford's ownership, because I don't think those guys are all that different. All right, there we go. Game 1 in the books. Easy stuff. Not a lot to talk about there. Knicks and Hawks. This one's going to be at least a little bit confusing. So RJ Barrett is questionable with the migraine. Atlanta played yesterday. They're on the back-to-back. I'm going to assume Trae Young is back for this one. So we will have to swap Trae Young back in, but something to pay attention to throughout the day. In terms of the Knicks, this is another situation where, like, I don't really think we're moving rotations around. They don't do anything different. I'm going to assume RJ Barrett is playing, at which point I don't have any changes that I need to make. Similarly, well, not similarly, on the Atlanta side, we do need to make the changes. So I'm going to cut all of the backups. We're going to cut Bogdanovich down to 26. And then we're going to get Murray down to 35. We're going to get Trae Young in for 36. 8 minutes to Wes Matthews. Oh, so Wes Matthews didn't play. They went to AJ Griffin again. All right. What happened to Evan Fournier? He got bad. He stopped being one of the 9 best dudes that could play for the Knicks. 26 minutes for Bay, who was good. 30 for Jalen. 31 for Hunter. That all looks fine. 25-23. They went 26.5, 21.5. Okay. Do need to make some rate tweaks. It's not going to help us if we have the Trae Young out rates. So Trae Young usage rate on the season, 30.5. That actually looks fine. DeJounte's at 23 and change. Ooh, a little higher. A little higher. Bump that up. Anybody else doing anything? Bogey. Tanner, that'll work. That'll work. I don't think we have much else here to change for Atlanta. This is honestly an easy one. 230 total. Knicks Hawks is kind of crazy. All right, as we look at Atlanta, assuming Trae Young is in, obviously we don't look the same as we did yesterday. But I don't mind Capella. I don't really mind Okongwu. 4,800 for Bay is a reasonable value price or piece. Little expensive. Trae Young is your best guy here. 9,300. They jumped Murray's price to 9,100. That is going to make it pretty difficult to want to go there unless Trae ends up out. Now on the Knicks end, a lot of the same here. The $8,200 Randall. We know what we're doing there already. He's had the same price tag basically the entire time. Brunson for $8K. Mitchell Robinson, $5,500. RJ Barrett, $6,400. Small forward, power forward if he's in. Those are the 4 dudes you're looking at from the Knicks if you're going anywhere. I don't really see much to aggressively prioritize from New York. Only 88 people in here for this Wednesday show. That's kind of wild. I figured we'd have a bigger crew here today. It's a great slate. Well, it's a great slate in terms of games. Boston Celtics are 4-point favorites in Philadelphia, 224 total. Obviously, Philly is on the back-to-back. They played yesterday. Boston did not. Kristaps Porzingis is questionable. Pay attention to that one. But for now, we're just going to assume Boston's Boston. I don't really see a lot of changes we can make here. I got 36 minutes in for Tatum. 34 for Jaylen Brown. 34 for Drew Holiday. 32 for KP. 32 for Derek White. After that, it doesn't really matter. 24 for Horford. Yeah, fun game out of Covington last night. Very annoying. Unsurprising. Annoying, but unsurprising. The real question for Philly is, does Nick Batum play today? I think we have to assume that he does. I didn't see why he was out. But I'm going to assume we're going to get Batum. So I'm going to delete everybody that isn't real. And then I'm going to get Batum in for 28 minutes. Let's see here. We're going to get House, I'm guessing. He appears to be a part of it. Covington's going to get like 16 minutes. Let's go 15 House, 16 Covington. Leaves me 15 for who? That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's everybody. Where would I put 15 minutes? That makes no sense. I can't go higher on Maxey than 30. I can go to 38 on Maxey, apparently. That'll happen. 16 to Bev. 16 to 36 to Tobias Harris is right. 34 to Embiid is right. I guess I got to give another minute to Melton for sure. That still leaves me 13. That makes no sense. I can't go higher on these dudes. I just can't. 29 Batum, I guess. Then we hide another 12 on Korkmaz Springer, I guess. Rates aren't going anywhere. Let's look at Philly. Man, everybody just looking like, let's say, like 4.8x value guys. Maxey's 9,500. Hard to say that, like, he deserves it. He deserves it. Tobias Harris, 6,600. Nick Batum, 4,200. Like, fine options. Embiid at 11,600. It looks great. Melton at 5,500 is fine. It's just nobody that I'm looking at just thinking, we got to get that guy today. You got to remember, Boston Philly has a point total 20 points behind Dallas and Washington. We're going to get to Orlando, Chicago. That total's like 30 points behind. Brian, I haven't been watching it much. It's been a real garbage product ever since they tried to turn themselves into the WWE. I don't like what they're doing, so I haven't been watching. Yeah, I don't just like, there's nothing there for Philly that's exciting. There's no way anything looks good on Boston. Why wouldn't I give Batum 29 minutes? I should give him more. Played 33 with no Kelly Oubre. Starting, playing the whole game. You can make a much better case that he deserves more. But I look at it like, oh shit, it's Nick Batum. Like maybe he can't play 30 minutes every night. Yeah, Boston's the same as it always is. Porzingis, Holiday, Tatum, Brown. Pick one out of that group. You'll feel pretty good about it. Best you can do. Ugly start to this slate. Apparently my laundry's done. I could hear that going off. Milwaukee Bucks. 4.5 point favorites in Toronto. 227 total. Both teams have injury reports ready to go. Giannis is probable. Anunoby doubtful. Gary Trent doubtful. So we're actually going to project Toronto like we did last game, which should create some sort of interesting value. Maybe. And then obviously Jay Crowder is out for like 2 months, so not great. So let's figure out what this rotation is actually going to look like. We ended up getting 25 minutes out of Bobby Portis. I feel good there. 28 for Brook Lopez. That just seems to be like what he's playing. I'm fine with 33 for Giannis and 34 for Dame. 16 for Campaign. 22 for Beauchamp might be like a little high. Let's take that down to 20. Middleton's still at 20, unfortunately. Beasley didn't play nearly as much. Connaughton was the one that got a little bit of extra playing time. And then Andre Jackson is the guy that grabbed the extra time. So let's get him in there. No rates to change here for Milwaukee. Pretty standard rotation. Nah, I didn't need any Adam Copeland in my life at this point. Not that I'm not a fan. Shout out to, I don't know if he still lives in Asheville, but shout out to North Carolina. Nah, it's become so hokey. All that Roderick Strong stuff was awful. I'm not a big fan of like Timeless Tony or anything. It's just all bad. All right, Toronto side of this one. So that's where this one's going to get a little trickier than you want it to. Let me pull up the box score from that last Toronto game against Washington. So you got Otto Porter playing 14 minutes. And they closed the second quarter with Grady Dick. And they closed the game. No Jakob Poeltl. They were in a 21-1 run, so I guess you let that play out. But no Jakob Poeltl. And they didn't close with Dick. They went Boucher, Malachi Flynn. Oh, yeah. Tanner, nice. Lots of North Carolina peeps in the house today. Wow, projecting these minutes is not a fun task right now. So I'm going to take out everybody. I'm going to take out everybody, literally. And let's actually bust this one down from scratch. So I think it's important. What brought you down to Wilmington, Tanner? Durham in the house now, too? Damn. Love it. Fayetteville in the house? Love it. Love it. Shout out J. Cole. All right, let's go. With all these guys out, I'm going 37 Scotty Barnes. And then we're going 36 Siakam. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, lots of Carolina in the house. my ex is in New Bern. You could have that. I've only been to New Bern once. I went to a wedding in New Bern like 10 years ago. That's it. Obviously, like not a lot of reasons to go for me at this point now that I'm here. It was nice. It's nice. All right, let's figure out what we're doing here for Jake Puddle. 25 minutes? 26 minutes? We get Precious in for 20. And then maybe we get Chris Boucher in for 20 as well. Schroeder's easy. We lock him right in for, I'm going to go 33. Now the question becomes, is Otto Porter the starter for Toronto today? I'm guessing the answer is yes. And I think you could probably assume around 20 minutes for Porter. And then we can get Malachi Flynn as the backup and then some at point guard. So we'll get Flynn in for 15 plus another 5, maybe? Maybe another 6. Take him to 21. Grady Dick needs to go in for probably what, 22? That just leaves me 5 minutes of random idiots. So 5 minutes to Jalen McDaniels. Done. Well, let's see what Toronto looks like. Oh my God, it's still the same value across the board. Across the board. Boucher, Grady Dick for 3,500 becomes appealing because of the price. He's also 0.52 fantasy points per minute. So, I mean, on the season. That's not how I project him, but still, that's bad. Jake Puddle for 6K, but you have to be nervous. Like, Scotty Barnes has great positionality, but 9,200, like the price is real now. Malachi Flynn, 3,600, backup guard. I was hoping Toronto would look a little bit better, missing like 2 rotation guys, but they do not. On the Milwaukee side, I think you have to prefer Luka to Giannis, which is wild. I don't think Dame looks great, but he's fine at 9K. I'd rather get to Scotty Barnes than Dame. They're both point guard eligible. You also then get forward for Barnes. 5,400 for Brook Lopez. He plays 28 minutes a game. Look, Portis is 5,700. Everything's got to go in for that one to work. Ugly game so far. Let's go to game 5. We're at the top of the hour. 6:57, and we're through 4 games. You can tell I got a good night's sleep. 131 people in here. Hit the like button if you haven't done it yet. I assume we're quite low. Let's go to Orlando and Chicago. This is the worst game on the slate, bar none. And for the Magic, Gary Harris available. Wait. Orlando put their injury report out on a back-to-back. What are they doing? I don't think I've ever seen a team do that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Gary Harris available. No Wendell Carter Jr., no Markelle Fultz. Should make this pretty easy to handle. We're going to cut down Anthony Black's minutes. We're going to cut down Joe Ingles' minutes. We'll cut down... Oh, John Isaac is not going to play today. We are going to know that for sure. There's no chance John Isaac's playing this back-to-back. No way. Have they not played a back-to-back yet? No, they did. He sat it. Okay. Yeah. John Isaac is not going to play. We're well aware of that. Caleb Houston played the last time that he did that, but Gary Harris was out. Fultz was out. The first time they did it, Gary Harris did play. So I'm going to say that Caleb Houston probably plays today. The rest of these minutes seem fine. 23 to Goga, 22 to Mo Wagner, 35 to Paolo, 34 to Franz. So I'm going to throw a couple more minutes at Gary Harris. Get him to 16. And then I'll put 13 on Caleb Houston. Now we'll go do the Bulls. Not going great for the Bulls in the media. Got some trades to make. Smart. It's the only way they're ever going to succeed. So they need to start shipping all of these people out. All right. What do we know for the Bulls? Caruso, questionable. Patrick Williams, probable. So I guess we just got to put Caruso in. That's it, right? We get Caruso in for his standard 24 minutes. Call it a day. I don't see what else we would do here. Zane, why would DeRozan be out? He's not on the injury report. $33 for Vooch is probably too low. Get him another minute. Damn, yeah. I mean, we're locked and loaded for North Carolina. DeMar DeRozan is not on the injury report right now. Okay. 9 hours ago. Per that tweet from Chris Haynes. Bro, he's not out. How's that? We don't have to act like we make up the truth here. You can tell me that you read the Chris Haynes tweet. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to read the injury report. At no point right now is DeMar DeRozan out. Do I think he's going to play today? I don't. But let's not act like there isn't a source for this information that isn't Twitter. Weird that he's not listed. Very weird that he's not listed. Did Underdog drop that at all last night? Ooh, Tillman did play last night. I didn't pay attention to that one. Good to see. Ugh, this is annoying. Yeah, being out for family reasons isn't the reason you don't get listed on the injury report. But yeah, RotoWire daily lineups having him out makes me want to put him in even more. That's not a news source. So it's just this Chris Haynes tweet, I guess. Like, obviously, it doesn't matter. It's not an argument. I'm not giving in to anything. Just because you read a tweet doesn't mean you're right. I tend to use real sources, like the NBA injury report that they produce. It's also because you say incredibly stupid shit constantly in chat. That one doesn't help either. It annoys me that he's not on the injury report. It really does. It's weirder to me that Orlando has an injury report. No, I don't know he's out. I don't know he's out. You just say he's out because you read a tweet. You sound worse. Yeah, what do we have for props on FanDuel right now? Guys, RotoWire is not a thing. No, it's just you. I'm pointing you out because it's constant. You'll say some other dumb shit when the show goes further. I'm quite confident in that. All right, Levine's points prop is at 26.5. So that's showing a usage bump. Vooch is at 20.5. We'll trust Chris Haynes to start the day and see what this looks like for DeMar. But I will be quite clear. He is not listed on the injury report yet. As if that's not the real source. Who the hell starts for DeMar DeRozan then? Will they start Patrick Williams and Torrey Craig together? Do they go Dosunmu? Do they go Dosunmu or the two wings? Let's try to take a look at that substitution pattern. All right. So when Craig comes out, they go straight to Patrick Williams. So Patrick Williams, they have been playing Craig and Williams alongside of each other a little bit. I mean, they can kind of play all of these guys alongside of each other. They're just, man. Better hope they can knock down some. It's like almost definitely not Caruso. I wouldn't expect it to be Caruso in any scenario. Yeah, it's probably Williams. That sounds. I mean, they're both going to have to play a decent chunk. I think Dosunmu probably backfills most of those minutes. That seems about right. I guess we're probably going to get 36 minutes out of Levine. Feel a lot better about 34 to Vooch now. So much so that I kind of want to go to 35. He's averaged 35 on the season, so might as well. That leaves me 3. Javon Carter probably picks up a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have no problem going to a 9-man rotation. So as long as Caruso is in, I think they'll probably maintain that 9-man rotation. And then I'm just going to hide 3 on Dalen Terry or something. Now, we definitely need to grab rates, bump up for what these guys look like when he's not around. So how many games did he miss last year? That not a lot, right? DeMar doesn't really miss a ton of time, which is kind of annoying. Or did he have that stretch of time last year where he was out for his dad or whatever? Not played in game. Did not play in game. Wrong filter. I hope he ends up playing tonight. It would make me so happy. All right. He missed 8 games last year. It's not nearly as many as I would have liked it to be. Levine played 263 minutes in that time. 30% usage. Let's just bump that up right away. Vooch in that time, 280 minutes, 27.5% usage. I think the interesting one will be Kobe White. Still only maintains 18% usage. That's kind of crazy to think about. All right, so I said the prop for Levine points was 26.5. Bumping him to that 30% usage rate with DeRozan not available got me to 26.7. So that's perfect. Vooch is at 20.5. But if you're going to give him the usage rate bump that he's had before, it doesn't really line up. Kobe White is at 16.5 juice to the under. I only got to 13. I don't think there's any evidence to say that Kobe White should be getting a big usage bump for this team with DeRozan off. Like, if I just take DeRozan off, but I do put Levine and Vooch on, I'm going to assume that... Okay, so that's a bigger chunk of time. Kobe White has played 495 minutes with Levine and Vooch on, but DeRozan off. 18% usage rate. Yeah, there's just no evidence that Kobe White picks up more shots with DeRozan out. He doesn't do it in games where he's out. He doesn't do it when they're off. I think you can picture increasing it slightly just because Kobe White is a different player this season. But I'm not chasing down that 16.5 points prop. I don't agree with it. Adam and I will no doubt break that one down on the strategy show. After that, the only other guy on FanDuel with a points prop is Torrey Craig. It's 6.5 to the under. Of course it is. So apparently Torrey Craig is not going to be that guy. I don't know. Interesting for the Bulls. We did the Orlando side before. Look, if Patrick Williams is the starter, if you think Patrick Williams can play like 29 minutes today, then he is the clear best option. Power forward only, 3,900, best point per dollar play. I like Vooch more than I like Levine. Do I have the rebound prop too crazy? No, 11, I don't. I got Vooch for 21 and 12. I got it for 1.3 fantasy points per minute today. That's better than Zach LaVine. The only downside to Vooch is he's center only. But Nikola Vucevic is a better play than Zach LaVine today. Kobe White's fine at 5,500, but I don't think he's going to get the same jump that people are going to project. Three games to go. Minnesota, 6-point dogs in Phoenix, 227 total. Obviously, we don't know the status for Minnesota, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that McDaniels does play today. He's probably feeling pretty fresh. Yeah. So let's look at the... I mean, Wolves are going to just be the same as yesterday. Can't really change it. Phoenix is the fun one, though. The Phoenix Suns did not play yesterday. Bradley Beal probable. Devin Booker probable. Eric Gordon probable. We got the three main dudes for the Suns back and ready to go. We're finally going to get the Suns experience. Wasn't sure that we were ever going to get to see this. So let's go ahead and get KD in for 36 minutes. Erga in the house. We're getting closer and closer. Let's get Beal in for 31. Let's get Devin Booker in for 34. We're going to get Nurk in for his 26, I guess. Should be fine. Eubanks in for like 18. Perfect. I'm guessing it's Grayson Allen as the final starter, right? Allen, Beal, Booker, Durant, Nurkic. 28. Need to get Eric Gordon in there. His minutes are going to be coming down pretty dramatically. Or do they start Keita Bates-Diop over Allen? They're going to start Keita Bates. Ooh, they're going to start Diop, aren't they? They might. They could. It's not going to matter, I don't think, because Allen's price is going to be up either way. I don't like figuring out who the rest of this rotation is for Philly. I really don't. $18 to Keita Bates-Diop. What? 12 minutes to Watanabe, and then 12 to 14 to Goodwin, 13 to Goodwin. Is that what we're doing? Or to Okogie, rather? Damian Lee will be playing precisely 0 minutes. No chance for Damian Lee. He's also not healthy. So I'm going to assume that he'll get 0 minutes coming off of that meniscus surgery. But Damian Lee will not be playing for this basketball team even when he is healthy. If he were healthy. He's 0 minutes. I don't think it's going to matter too much, like whether or not you get Keita Bates-Diop or Josh Okogie or Eric Gordon. I don't think any of that's going to really matter all that much. Now, usage rates, your guess is as good as mine of what's going to happen here between these three guys. I'm not entirely sure we can be confident in this. $9,900 Durant. I don't know how you go there. $7,100 Beal, I guess, would be my second choice. And then you get 10-3 Booker. Like, that to me is impossible. Literally impossible. All right, so KD's points prop is 27.5. If I leave him with his usage rate to be calculated, I get to 25.5. So I'm going to bump him up to 28. That gets him closer. Booker's at 25.5, so I got to bump him up to 28 as well. Maybe 29. Beal's at 19.5, so we're going to get him to like 26. That holds everybody together. That drops Nurk down to a 9.5 point prop. So now that we just focus our attention there, we also want to look at assists for these guys. Booker is projected for north of 6.5. I got him at 4.8 right now. So we're going to go way higher on that assist rate. Beal is at 4.5 to the under, so around 4. We're good there. Durant is at 3.5 to the under, so we're like 3. Probably can come down a little bit there. All right, now these Suns rates are going to be fine. No chance you're playing Devin Booker today at 10-3. To me, that is impossible to do. 9,900 for Durant is fine. 7,100 for Beal is fine. I don't think you're playing anybody else from Phoenix, but I would run away from Devin Booker today. There's just no benefit. On the Minnesota side, 6,900 for Gobert looks solid. 8,900 for Anthony Edwards, shooting guard, small forward. That'll fit together pretty well. And then 7,900 for Towns, power forward, center. They are the three things you would prioritize from Minnesota. Go Sacramento. 1-point dogs in LA, taking on the Lakers. Lakers obviously on a back-to-back. I'm guessing somebody sits, but no way to really dig into that one. The key part for Sacramento is that this is just a normal Sacramento game, I guess. They kept... So Davion Mitchell out of the rotation? He wasn't out, was he? Okay. So it's Keon Ellis over Mitchell. Not that anybody gives a shit about that. And then, oh yeah, Alex Len got hurt, right? Yeah, he's out. Ankle sprain. So we're going back to JaVale. 35 for Sabonis, 35 for Fox, 34 for Keegan. Looks like Sasha Vezenkov might be a part of the rotation now moving forward. 25 for Monk. Too many for Herter. Let's get him down to 29. Barnacle of the Bay has seen his minutes come down. Usually when that happens, it's a sign that you should get him because he's going to randomly play 36. To be fair, I think Gobert landed an elbow. Oh, I'm not so mad for Draymond. Not really shocked he got the gate. It's weirder for Clay, honestly. I think we're good for Sacramento there. And then for the Lakers, there's not really much we can do here. On the back-to-back, we clearly need to pay attention to the injury report they drop at 3:30 or whatever. You know, they had light work yesterday. AD played 27 minutes. LeBron played 23. There's not a lot to like really worry about here. Taurean Prince just continues to play more and more. I don't really see anything that we can change for the Lakers right now. And they don't look good. 10K for LeBron is fine. 10-2 for AD is fine. It's going to be hard to want to go to AD over Embiid. Like, LeBron's not going to stand out. What's the Lakers schedule look like moving forward? So they play today. In-season tournament game in Portland on Friday. I could very easily see LeBron sitting here and then playing Friday in Portland, Sunday at home against the Rockets. This feels like a game where they would sit one of those two, just based on the way that their schedule looks. Maybe they don't because it's the Kings. But I would not be surprised for today, just given what the schedule looks like. So we need the opposite side here. Sacramento. Anything? Okay, so De'Aaron Fox isn't the right price. He's 8,300. If we're going to anybody here for Sacramento, it is absolutely De'Aaron Fox. I don't really want any Keegan or Monk or Sabonis. I want Fox. Yeah, give me Fox. You just double check. I feel like I'm a little light on Sabonis' points. Nope. 17.5 is the prop. Fox is at 26.5, so I might even be light there. It's definitely Fox. Cleveland Cavaliers. Final game. 9.5-point favorites in Portland. 221 total. Portland on the back-to-back. We're just going to assume that Toumani Camara is starting, and we're doing the same thing. For Cleveland, still no Okoro, still no Ty Jerome, no Darius Garland. So I'm guessing we're about to see Donovan Mitchell look like an exceptional play here. Is that going to happen? Now, obviously, we had that sample of a bunch of games where Garland didn't play. So that's going to help. So we got Donovan Mitchell in 36 minutes. I mean, Karis LeVert already plays 33 minutes a night, so I'm going to go 34 for right now. 29 for Jared Allen just seems straight wrong, so I'm going to go to 28. It appears Tristan Thompson is just like a part of this team for reasons that will make zero sense. 33 minutes from Mobley. 21 to Niang, fine. 14 to Wade, fine. Now, no Okoro matters here. So we're going to get, what? Mitchell, LeVert, Strus, Mobley, Allen as the starters. But there is a sizable chunk of minutes that can be soaked up here, and I don't totally know where they're going to go. Strus can get another minute for sure. We got 8 guys in here right now. And that's everybody that normally plays. Not having a Coro matters. Is Amoni Bates going to get playing time here? Or are they going to go Craig Porter? I think Craig Porter is going to back up Donovan Mitchell. And then maybe we get like Sam Merrill at the 2 backup minutes. Or do they go Bates? Do they? It all depends on like what they've thought of Bates. I mean, they haven't really gone to Bates for anything else. You could probably get another 2 minutes onto Wade, get him to 16. Maybe Niang to 22. And then I'm going to give those other 14 to Sam Merrill. I think the most likely scenario, honestly, is that they go 9 guys. That's my expectation. We got to grab rates, though. Let's look at Cleveland. Past 2 years, let's say that Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Evan Mobley all played in the game. But let's say that Garland did not play. How many games do we have of just that sample? Okay, that would be 7 games. In that 7-game sample, Mitchell is at 33% usage. So not a huge bump. We then also see Karis LeVert go to like 21%. We don't really see a big bump for anybody else. Now, the assist rate will be interesting. Now, they've only played 7 games, so I don't want to read too far into this. Mitchell certainly gets a bump. Karis LeVert certainly gets a bump. Let's see what the props look like right now. Mitchell's at 29.5. So I even went too high. Bring him down to 30.5. Mobley's at 16.5. That works. Strus is at 14.5. Little light. I can handle that. Not light anymore. Allen at 12.5. Perfect. How do you not have a Karis LeVert points prop? What world? Mitchell, 6.5 assists. That'll work. I think we're good. I think we got Cleveland. Portland's just going to be whatever we had for Portland yesterday. I hate this team so much. Massive minutes to Sharp. Massive minutes to Jeremy Grant normally. Kamara started over Thibault. Doesn't seem to matter. Skylar Mays played big enough minutes. This one's not going to go well. Bouye did play. No one had to do-wop that thing. He only played 9.8 minutes. Let's look at Portland. Look, 7,600 for Jeremy Grant is going to look good once again if he's just playing massive minutes. 3,800 for Kamara if he's starting. Has he been bad? Yup. 0.66 fantasy points per minute so far. Ayton for 7,200 though. Look, 1.08 fantasy points per minute here for Ayton. I got him projected for 12.5 boards. The line is 11.5. minus 130 to the over. I'm happy with that. The good news is I don't think I'm going to get to 7K Skylar Mays too much. So that makes me feel better. And then we close it out looking at Cleveland. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, 9,100. He's the reason you can't go to some of those dudes that are a little bit more expensive. LeVert for 6,400. I only have him at 0.94 fantasy points per minute. He's been at 1.02 for the season. Shooting guard, small forward, and no Darius Garland. No Isaac Okoro. Like, he's just going to be out there. Mobley's fine. Allen's fine. Strus is fine. We got to remember, they are facing a very shitty Portland team. So let's close this out with some crunches, folks. Thanks for being here. 193 of you in the house. That's the best part of it all, having you guys here. Let's get the window up. Boom. Let's get the projections loaded. Next, boom. We'll find out what we got. Here we go. Optimal lineups on DraftKings to start the day. 7:32. Speaking of 7:32, that means we got a new injury report. Did they add DeRozan? He did not. Still not on there. I'm guessing they'll add him at either 1:30 or 2:30. Here we go. Optimals. DraftKings. What do we end up with? Ooh, is it going to be 400? Oh, no. Levine fell out. 50 lineups, no randomness. Nikola Vucevic in all 50. Patrick Williams in all 50. Levine in 49. Donovan Mitchell in 49. Torrey Craig, Kobe White, both high at like 76%, 64%. And then it falls off to someone like Tumani Kamara. Corey Kispert shows up. That's when you start to know what it looks like. 270.1 is the optimal lineup by 0.5. Kobe White, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine, Danilo Gallinari, Vooch, Fox, Williams, Craig. All of that makes perfect sense to me. No part of that is surprising. Throw 100% rando on it. Run a pouch of 150. Patrick Williams, top spot, 53%. Falls off big time to Vooch. But Vooch is 2, Levine 3, Torrey Craig 4, Donovan Mitchell 5, Corey Kispert 6, just in case you're curious like how dumb this slate is otherwise. Andrew, what are you talking about? Doo-Wop Reith showing up in that random first lineup. That's funny. I guess it's just it's deeply on the hunt for pay down guys. What that looks like from an ROI perspective, I'm really curious to run some sims. All right, let's look at FanDuel, and then we'll get out of here. Andrew, there are no stochastic projections. You're running optimals with nothing. I don't know where you're getting those, but it's not our website. That's what I was trying to say. I was like, I know that we don't have anything out. Don't get me wrong, I love Fantasy Cruncher, but there's not a chance in hell that the Fantasy Cruncher projections are worth looking at 7:30 in the morning. I'd be shocked. Love you, Dave. Wouldn't expect that to be there. I don't expect anybody's to be any good other than mine, if I'm honest. There we go. I was going to say, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know those things aren't out right now. All right, optimals on FanDuel. 304.59. This is the optimal by 0.06. Kobe White, Drew Holiday sneaking in, Karis LeVert, Kyrie, 8,600. Jeremy Grant, Patrick Williams, Kyle Kuzma, Denny Avdia, and Nikola Vucevic. The FanDuel lineup looks way more normal than whatever bullshit was popping up on DraftKings. Good God. Way more normal. Everything in that lineup looks like super reasonable in comparison to the stuff that we end up seeing for DraftKings. All right, let's throw some rando on that and close it out. I'm going to go hustle. I got to go buy a turkey. And then I'm going to do some contenders. Oh, S&P. It's incredible. It's weird to me that people don't realize that they're not live. Like just, tweet this right into 45 minutes later. I would pay sizable amounts of money to make sure that DeMar DeRozan played today. It would be so satisfying. Patrick Williams, number 1 on FanDuel. Karis LeVert, 2. Kyrie, 3. Donovan Mitchell, 4. Nikola Vucevic, 5. That all looks good to me. Interesting slate. We obviously have a lot of news to wait on through injury reports for guys on back-to-backs and stuff. So should be fun. Contenders coming out in a bit. Prize Picks coming out in a bit. Again, we won on Prize Picks yesterday. Sign up for Stochastic. Promo code Millie. If you haven't signed up for our Sims tool before, promo code Millie gets you 20% off. We hit a Millie maker on Sunday. Shout out Short Gamer TV. If you want to sign up and use the same tool that he used to win the Millie, you can do that using that promo code. So click the link in the description. Guys, I'll see you in a bit. Strategy Show, 10 a.m. Myself, Adam Scher, breaking it all down. Have a good day, everybody. This was The Process.